Welcome to Spending Time with Juliette, a program featuring in-depth interviews with gospel artists, songwriters, authors, and musicians who inspire and uplift God through their work. Thank you for joining us. We appreciate it. We are so blessed to have you here with us. And again, keep God first. Always trust in God. God is good.
Yeah. I want to thank the Lord. You woke me up early this morning, starting me on my way. Lord, you gave me life, health, and strength just to make it through another day. Food on my table and clothes on my back. Can't nobody bless me like that. I want to thank you.
Welcome to Spending Time with Juliette. I have an amazing, Stellar Award-winning gospel artist, producer, songwriter, and a whole lot of other things. Can you please introduce yourself?
Yes, my name is Johnny Ruffins Jr.
Now, Johnny, can you tell the audience a little bit about yourself?
Yes, I'm Johnny Ruffins Jr. I'm a singer, musician, producer, songwriter from Lewiston, North Carolina. I'm a husband. I'm a father of 3, and I have it's 12. I forgot all about it. It's 12 sisters and brothers.
Wow.
In the
Wow. What number do you come in, Johnny? Out of the 12.
I am number 1.
Are you kidding?
Yep, I am number 1.
Now, how was that growing up and being number 1 with 11 siblings behind you?
Yes, well, it was actually 9 with my mom and dad,
Mm-hmm.
and they remarried, so my dad has 3 kids, with his wife now,
Mm-hmm.
and so actually it was 9 of us, and it's pretty good. I mean, we was raised in a single wide trailer. Like I tell you, it wasn't a lot of room and stuff, but it was a whole lot of love in there.
Now, who first introduced you to music, Johnny? What inspired you to become a musician?
Well, I come from a musical background anyway with the name Ruffin. A lot of people ask me, am I kin to David Ruffin that was with the Temptations? And the answer is yes.
Yes?
Yes, ma'am. I don't know exactly the how you want to call it, the tree as it goes down the tree, but I do know his great grandparents are from my area where I reside at.
Wow. That's amazing. And I was going to ask that question, but you get that question a lot, like you said. So I was going to leave that alone, but that's some interesting information.
Oh yeah.
You got that lineage, because that man can sing, and so can you. So can you.
I do what I can when I can. Yeah.
Now tell me, what was your very first performance?
Well, pretty much my very first performance, I've been in church all my life. So my very first performance was pretty much just right there in the church. And so there was a couple of guys when I actually started messing around with singing wise. There was a couple of guys that I came across that was in the church. We had a little group together that we would sing and stuff, and go around. And pretty much kind of like later on, I started going into. I started out playing drums anyway as a little boy.
Really?
Yeah, and so because being in the church, you always been pushed to do, more and stuff like that. So I was pushed to get on the bass guitar, looking at some of the musicians. I kind of looked at the musicians playing the keyboards and stuff like that. And it just, and it seemed like every time I would see something, I'm like, man, I would love to do that. And before you know it, I was putting in that time, and it was almost like the Lord said, here you go. And it just started, even down to recording and producing. It was the same thing. Once I was a teenager in high school, I was able to go to a recording studio with some guys. It was like, hey man, you playing the keyboard? Would you like to go to the recording studio with us? I was like, sure, man, I would love to go. And I was introduced to the recording studio to do that, and that was a blessing to go to the recording studio with those guys, and that's how I got connected with recording and stuff. So it's almost like whatever my hands touch, that's what the Bible talks about, whatever your hands find to do, do it to the glory of God, and that's what I've been doing ever since.
Now, Johnny, you don't have any formal training for anything that you're doing?
No, ma'am. Everything is God-given. Everything is, just researching on my own.
Wow.
So to know what people would say, okay, this is this chord right here, or this is this chord, or stuff like that. I have no clue to what chords are. Only thing I know is sound. That's all I know. Everything I've done is by ear.
That is amazing. You said everything you asked from God. You say, hey, God, I want to do this. And he lets you do that. That's amazing.
Yep. He has given it to me. And it's crazy that even becoming a singer, I had always been in the background as what we call an MD, music director. I would be the one back there, coordinating, okay, drummer, I need you to do this, or, stuff like that. So that's how that came about, to me even doing what I do on that level. I started doing that, and before I know it, the Lord said, look, I'm tired of you making everybody else look good. I need you out front.
Wow. And you never thought about singing before. You just enjoyed doing the directing and all that part.
Right. I was good in the background. I was good back there. And, I would, and because I play multiple instruments, that's what, helped me out as well.
Now, how many instruments do you play exactly?
All of them. My wife said all of them. But, no, actually, I play drums. I play bass guitar. I play lead guitar. I play, keyboard, and I say organ as a different instrument, but it's not really a different instrument. It's just the things you do on an organ is a little different than what you would do on a keyboard, or piano, however you want to say it. So it's just a little different, but and so they are the instruments that I play now. I did try to play horns and stuff like that, trumpets and stuff like that. I tried to play them, but they didn't work out for me. I the saxophone alone, I left the trumpet. But if I would have stuck with it, I probably, would have.
Wow. This is amazing. That's amazing that you can do this all this by ear. Good gracious.
Yeah. And like I said, I guess because I have given God, my time and talent and stuff like that, he just continue to enlarge my territory for what I do, even down to singing. I have never been to school, no other than just being in the classroom when I was in elementary, middle school, and stuff like that.
Wow. Now, Johnny, if you could collaborate with anybody, who would you collaborate and sing a song with?
I would, and it's always been a dream. There's two dreams that I've always wanted to accomplish. And that first dream was I always wanted to collaborate with the Williams brothers.
Ooh, I like that. That would be something else.
I don't know why, out of all of the artists in the world, the Williams brothers have always been the artists that I wanted to collaborate with. Like I said, there's a lot, but just for whatever reason, the Williams brothers have always been who I wanted to collaborate with. And the crazy part about it, a few years ago, we supposed to have been on the same concert, and the lady ended up having to cancel the concert.
Wow.
I was broken hearted.
You was devastated. Wow.
Devastated. and then to be honest, my next dream was I always wanted to go on a tour over in Europe, overseas.
Yes.
And I had the opportunity to come to me for this year, and I believe it's going to be in October. So it just kind of worked out that when I was able to get my own equipment, I was able to go ahead on and, just started doing it myself.
Now tell me, what qualities should a good producer have? What do you need to have to be a good producer?
Well, for me, producer needs to be well-rounded. And what I mean by that is understand choir, understand quartet, understand praise and worship, but everybody has a genre. So there are some musicians that say, hey, all I do is country, all I do is hip-hop, all I do is, now you got those, but then you have other producers that can say, hey, look, I can do, this kind of music right here. And so that makes a difference when it comes to, being a good producer and also having an ear, because that ear really makes a difference to hear certain things or, to hear a certain way somebody's voice should go or, different things. So there's so many different ways that, when it comes, to talking about a good producer and what they bring to the table.
Now, what is the difference between mixing and mastering?
Okay, all right. The difference between mixing and mastering. Mixing is you're taking every last track, whether you have the vocals, you have the bass guitar, all of the pieces to the drums, the keyboards, synthesizers, everything you put all together. And what you want to do is you want to mash everything together and make sure that the vocals are sitting where it need to sit. You got the music, whether you want to be this louder, whether you want that. So it's just a balance. So So basically, mixing is balancing the music all the way from start to finish, and to make sure that everything is, edited and just having a good sound all the way across the board. And then when you get to mastering takes and put what we call the finishing touch on it. And basically, you just take everything that has been mashed together in the mix, and you want to get that master up to radio standard, radio quality. You want, just to make sure that your lows is where it need to be, your highs need to be all the way across the board, that you have a consistency when it comes to the mastering part of things.
All right now. Interesting. Now tell me, you also you create covers and stuff, a digital artist?
Yes, ma'am. Now, years ago, I used to be what you call a one-stop shop. You come to the studio, you bring everything, and from there you got CDs, you got your merchandise, you got if you want T-shirts, whatever you wanted. You need graphic designing, that was offered. Today and time, now some cars have USBs and stuff like that. So basically, when it came to the graphic designing and stuff like that, I do some myself. But then also I have different people that, because if I'm busy, hey man, look, can you do these graphics for me or whatever? So a lot of it, you just got to know what you're doing. You got to have the eye. You got to have the vision from the artist. It's a few things that's tied right on into it. If the artist say, "Hey, I want to be sitting on a cloud," or I want to be sitting on top of a building. Sometimes they will physically go on top of a building, or sometimes you could create it with, images and stuff like that to put them on the building.
Yeah. Johnny, can I ask you a question? What can't you do? I'm serious. You in here making music, writing music, producing music, making graphic design. What can't you do, man? Seriously.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess the thing is, like I was telling you earlier,
wow.
Whenever, my hands touch, it's just a matter of, doing it for God, and just, I don't know. Whatever my hands touch, that's all I can say.
Wow. And you also a minister of music. Now, how did you become a minister of music?
As far as minister of music, like I told you, I came out of the church, and I sung in the choirs, and as the musicians were coming up, some of them was leaving, and just kind of got into doing that. So because of being in the choir, and because of being on the musician side, and being a producer, and knowing parts when it comes to the soprano, altos, tenors, and different things like that. That's how I was pushed into the minister of music position, because I could give the musicians, hey, drummer, I need you to give me 4 counts here, and I need you to give me a roll, I need you to do whatever. And then other musicians, it will be the same thing if I got a bass player playing with me, or if I have, whoever's playing with me, I can tell them, okay, go to the key of C, go to the key of F, whatever. And so, and a lot of time at my church, I don't even have a choir director. I pretty much,
You direct too?
Ma'am?
You directing the choir and being the minister?
From the piano. I direct the choir from the piano.
Oh my goodness. Wow. You are amazing, Johnny. You really are.
Yep. And so that's pretty much how that came about, just being in the right place at the right time and all that.
And Johnny, you also working in the school industry. Now, what do you do at school? What is your?
Yes, ma'am. In the school system, I am behavior support, and basically, I work with the special education department. And so basically what I do is we have some kids who have challenges and with their behaviors and stuff, and that are, special educational students. And so I don't deal with a lot of the general population of the school. I deal with the ones who, on the spectrum and different things like that, to try to help give them strategies and goals to work towards, whether it's outbursts in class, think before you, different things like that. So that's where I come in with the school system.
Wow. Now, does music play a role in the school system? With your school?
No, ma'am, it doesn't. It doesn't. Now, no, for my role, it doesn't. But sometimes they would ask me to do different things. Whether it's, hey, Mr. Ruffin, can you bring some music out for Grandparents' Day and let's enjoy Grandparents' Day, stuff like that.
Wow. Now, Johnny, do you have any advice for anybody who is thinking about doing half the stuff you're doing? You got any advice for them?
Yes. The main thing is a lot of people don't really take the time to perfect their craft. Whether it's self-taught or whether you went to school, you still need to take the time to know your stuff, take the time to, study and just whatever it's going to take to make you need to be unique in what you're doing. Everybody is not the same. Everybody's not going to come to, this. Everybody don't come to me. But whoever God sends to me, I do what I can to work with them. So, and I try to give them the best to help them get their vision and not so much the vision that I have. I try to, give them a better, way of doing their vision and stuff like that. So it's really just a matter for any person who wants to do any of this stuff. Learn your craft, be unique with what you're doing, and do what you got to do to stand out. Because there's a lot of people doing a lot of the same stuff. And I'm just grateful for the people who allow me to work with them. Matter of fact, I just talked with an artist last week that was nominated for a Stella. They only made it to the second round, but still they went. And it was a project that I done for them.
Wow.
But he did tell me that they was being, but just for whatever reason, the Williams brothers have always been who I wanted to collaborate with. And the crazy part about it, a few years ago, we supposed to have been on the same concert, and the lady ended up having to cancel the concert. I was broken hearted.
You was devastated. Wow.
Devastated. and then to be honest, my next dream was I always wanted to go on a tour over in Europe, overseas.
Yes.
And I had the opportunity to come to me for this year, and I believe it's going to be in October.
Wow.
But the issue was because of how things were going with, I hate to say it, but the president and all that was going on.
Yes.
With me working in the school system, even some of the people that we have that there are foreigners, they was receiving, notices to say, hey, look, you may not want to travel, or, So I was iffy. And so I was like, I just don't know what would happen. So I said, you know what, let me, give it a little time. And I'm telling you, I was so excited about going to, I was going to be in London for about 3 days. But what I was going to do was I was going to take a couple of days before, just for me and my wife to go to enjoy London.
Wow.
And then I would do my tour for those 3 days. And then we was going to fly back in.
Wow. That man, I know they love black music in Sweden. I know they really They love
it. And that's the thing. When I was coming up I had just got out of high school, and I was playing lead guitar for an artist. And what happened was the guy said, "Hey, man, they want us to come to Sweden." Wow. And I was like, "Man, that's perfect." And I think they wanted Spain. There was a couple of places that they wanted those guys to come to. But what happened was some of the dates for that week had kind of started, canceling. So they only had, they was like, "Well, we don't want to put the artist up, for this many days, and you're not singing, and, we're not making money." And, and I said, I get it. Mm-hmm. So that knocked that out years ago. Yeah.
Wow. Now, tell me, how old were you when you wrote your first song?
Lordy, let's see. I have been writing ever since, let's just say I was maybe 14, 15-ish, middle school or something of that nature like that. But to actually have published work, I believe I released my first album. But by then I had already started working with other artists. But by my first album, I released that back in 2004, I believe. So it took me the year before to start working on it. Yeah, so that's what that was there.
Now, what inspired you to write your first song? What was it that motivated you? Like, this is what I want to do.
Okay, back then, what was the name of this movie? This is an old. It was called The Last Dragon.
Oh yeah, with Bruce Lee.
You're right, Bruce Leroy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So what happened at the end of the movie, or somewhere in the movie, they were singing about butterflies or something of that nature, and I was like, you know what? I would love to write a song, something of that nature, and it was just basically talking about, I know a place where we can go forever, where the sun would shine and this and that, and then, so it was kind of like, this is a song about a happy place, which is called heaven, and so it just kind of went from there, as well as one of my other first songs, while we've talking about songs, but you bringing stuff back to me now.
Yes.
I had my sisters, which they're all younger than me, I had started playing, and we wrote a song called How Wonderful, and I released that song probably about 2018, I believe, even though we done that song years ago when we was kids.
Wow.
To come back and, and put that song on a project.
Wow. Now, did your family, did y'all sing as a group too? You and your
Mama had all of us singing in the choir, and so, but when I was old enough, I grabbed two of my sisters and one of my cousins, and we formed a little small group, the Ruffins group or whatever. I don't even know what we even called it. And the Ruffins family. I don't even remember what we even called ourselves. So we went from there and just started doing what we were doing, and I don't know, I just kind of broke off and started traveling the country with different artists and stuff. And sometimes I was even flying out at one point. Seemed like every weekend I was flying out somewhere.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now, what is the most memorable or unusual thing that gave you a source for inspiration for a song? Something that was strange that, that made you write this particular song, and why?
Yeah. Okay. We went through the pandemic, COVID and all of that kind of stuff, just a couple of years ago.
Wow.
And, it hadn't been long. And so what happened was a lot of people, because everything shut down, because people were like, well, hey, if I can't work, I can't eat, so, and a lot of people was wondering, how, different things like that or whatever. And so I actually wrote a song called You're Gonna Win. And so basically, that song was just an encouraging word to the believers and people who may not even be believers. It was just an encouraging song that no matter what you're going through, the song said, just hold on and be strong. You're going to win.
Wow.
And so, that's where that song came from. Just talking with people, they just, some people just didn't know how they was going to make it or what they was going to do. With jobs shutting down and not being able to, go further and different things like that.
Wow. Now tell me, you are a producer as well. Now, how is it producing do you produce yourself too?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
Wow. Now, is it better to produce yourself or have somebody else produce you? How do you feel about that?
Well, for me, if it's a certain thing that I know and I understand, I will go ahead on and do it myself. But if you have, let's say I have friends that I reach out to sometime. Like if I hear a certain thing and I'm like, well, this musician right here would give me a better feel for this song. Or, this guitar player right here would give me something that I'm looking for. And so, it's like a double-sided thing. I have what I need in my head. It's just getting, sometimes I have to give the vision to somebody else who understands the vision, if that makes sense.
It does.
Yep, and if not, then I'll go ahead on and do all of the music myself. Yep.
Now, how long have you been producing? What motivated you to start producing people, yourself and other artists? What motivated you to start producing?
I got you. Well, what happened that made me start producing was when I was freshly out of high school. Like I was telling you earlier, that there was an artist that said, "Hey, Johnny, man, will you go, with us to the studio?" And so when I got there and started looking at the equipment, I started looking at, what the guy was doing and how he was putting everything together and just seeing how things were going. I mean, I was just infatuated. I guess that's the word you want. I mean, I was blown away.
Wow.
Just by looking at the for a Dove and Grammy wise as well. So I'm not for sure how far they got with that process. So I don't know. I'm just grateful for the opportunities that come my way.
Now, Johnny, wait a minute. I got one question. What do you consider the genre of music that you do?
Well, I consider myself really mainly being a traditional artist. Because I do quartet music, but I also like traditional choir music.
Okay.
And so between the two, that's pretty much where I I can't really do a lot of the gospel hip hop or any. I don't even touch any of that stuff. I'm not an R&B or Christian. I don't know how you understand, but I try my best to kind of stay where people will be able to understand what I'm saying,
right?
Receive the message that I'm saying, and just take it for what it is and go from there.
Okay, I like that. Well, Johnny, we are going to listen to one of your songs.
I just come to encourage someone not to give up and never give in. Listen, don't you give up. Don't you give in. God did it before. He do it again. Come on and help me don't say, you give up. Please. Don't you give in. God did it before. I know you do it again. Yeah. There was a time in my life I going in the tower. Oh, yes, I did. But right in the nick of time, my Savior stepped right in. Yes, he did. He came on in and rescued me. That's why I can tell you, don't give up. Don't you give in. God did it before. I know. You do it again. Don't you give up. Don't you give in. God did it before. You do it again. I know sometimes you can't see your way. No. But trust in the Lord. Oh, yeah. 'Cause there's a brighter day. In your life, you're gonna have some problems. Oh, yes, you are. Turn them over to Jesus, and He will help you solve them. Don't you give up. Don't you give in. God did it before. I know you do it again. Don't you give up. My brothers and my sisters, don't give in. God did it before. You do it again. May not come when you want Him, but He's right on time. God did it before. All you gotta do is have a little faith, the size of a mustard seed. Don't you give in. God did it before. God did it before. You do it again.
I love that song. I love the song, Johnny.
Thank you.
Now, Johnny, where could people find your music? If they wanted to find you, how can they find your music? And if somebody wanted to produce them, how can they get in touch with you? So give them your information.
Yes. Well, as far as my music, I am on all digital media outlets, such as Apple Music. I am on YouTube. I'm on Spotify, Amazon. It's over about 150 different sites. Whatever you listen. If you're on Pandora, I'm on Pandora. So as well as I do for the older saints, I do have physical CDs. That I do ship to people for a little small shipping fee or whatever. But I can be reached through phone or email, and my business number is 252-379-1547. You can reach out to me that way. Again, 252-379-1547. Or you can reach me on any social media platform instead of email. Social media platform. I'm on Facebook. I'm on Instagram. I'm on what is the other TikTok? Any of those platforms and stuff. I'm on majority of those platforms as well. You can reach right out to me that way.
All right, Johnny, it has been a pleasure talking with you, and thank you for spending some time with Juliette.
Yes, and I thank you so much for having me on your station.
All right, Johnny.
Thank you for tuning into my program. I hope you join us again next week. So enjoy your morning, your afternoon, or your evening. And again, keep God first, and God is good all the time. See you again.